Hi, lovelies, and hi, pretty exoticals. How are you enjoying your week? So earlier, in the previous video, I talked about the pros of racial ambiguity, which I said I'd follow up with the cons and how to increase your racial ambiguity. Well, there are negatives and positives to everything, but I wouldn't really say they are major cons since they don't outweigh the pros. Plus, it's something you can brush off and ignore if you are someone grounded within yourself and confidently selfish. But I'll still talk about them and give solutions. The first one is, if you identify as a Black person or you're mixed or multiracial with Black ancestry, and you choose to connect to your Black side, you're often told, well, you're not Black enough for this, or their favorite white girl or Asian girl. You've probably been told this in your childhood or as a teen growing up, which made you feel guilty about identifying as Black or connecting to your Black side when you want. Or they say, you only connect to your Black side when it benefits you, and then connect to your non-Black side when you want. Well, good news to us exoticals, and bad news to the unambiguous people. We don't have to stay loyal to one race or ethnicity. I'll boldly say, connect with the races or ethnicities that benefit you. For example, you could be an exotical that identifies as fully Black, but looks maybe Indian, Polynesian, Samoan, or even Southern or Northern European. I'll also boldly tell you, connect with your Blackness and the other ethnicities when it benefits you, even if you don't have it in your DNA. This world is not fair, so why not use the privilege that no other group possesses? I promise you, if those unambiguous people had that superpower, they would use it unapologetically. So I'll say, be selfish about your privilege. Another one is, at one point in your life, you've been called a Black fisher, white girl dipped in chocolate, or heard whispers of, she's not Black. Why is she putting on braids? Or people saying it directly to your face. Even your friends joking, don't rock braids, you'll look like you're appropriating Black culture. So I'll do a little story time about myself. I'll only mention 2 stories. I was at a gathering, looking for a particular building. It was my first time there. I had blonde braids on and was very tanned from sun exposure and hyperpigmentation, darker than I am now. I was in the Fenty 200s. I approached 2 Mexican girls, asking if they knew where the event was held. They said no. They were also new. As I was walking away, I overheard them saying, she looks just like us, the same skin tone. I thought she was Black when I saw the back of her head with the braids. Why does she have on braids when she's not Black? Another one was when I was seated, and a group of guys said, her with the red braids, I think she's a brown person. Then one said, maybe she's mixed and doesn't look Black. And another said, maybe she's just a brown person who loves Black culture. So yes, you will be accused by other races, both Black and non-Black, of blackfishing or appropriating a culture you identify with or choose to connect to. This can make you afraid or nervous about wearing Black hairstyles. Or if you're dark skin with looser hair texture, light eyes, a slim, bound, small nose, or an eye shape that looks East Asian, you may have been accused of being a non-Black person dipped in chocolate, or even of faking those features. Then you start becoming self-conscious about your hairstyles or how your features look. You probably relate to this deeply and don't know what to do. I'll say this, rock any hairstyle you want. If you want to curl your hair, straighten it, or braid it, do it. You don't owe anyone an explanation about your ethnicity or what you choose to identify as. There's a mantra I repeat to myself when things like this happen. I face the mirror and say, I, pretty exotical, to the world look Italian, Latino, Southern European, Pakistani, or mixed. But internally, I identify as an African person. I will feel no guilt rocking African styles. And since the world keeps reminding me that I look like those ethnicities or races, then I will also feel no guilt benefiting from the privileges of being from those races. And for the people who make your racially ambiguous look a topic of conversation, you should thank them for telling you which ethnicity's privilege you can benefit from. And dare I say, use it to social climb. I'll make a video about how to social climb using your exotical power, racial ambiguity. It'll be on an exclusive membership page later. The Black community likes to put us on a higher chair than them, then push us off the chair, then put us back on when it benefits them. Do you see the irony? They accuse us of using them for our benefits, but they use us when they want to show off beautiful women representing them, or when they want to prove that white men prefer them over white women. When in reality, most successful or well-off white men, not hood types, are married to exoticals. For example, Kayla Nicole. She's Black when shaming Taylor Swift, then she's not Black when dancing with Chris Brown. especially if you're a light-skinned exotical that identifies as black or black adjacent, or even a dark-skinned exotical who identifies as black or black adjacent. I'll emphasize this. There's a silent competition I notice between dark-skinned, unambiguous people. I feel they act that way toward dark-skinned exoticals because they've complained about colorism affecting them all their lives. Then they see a beautiful dark-skinned woman flourishing and experiencing the opposite of what they've suffered, and it makes them jealous or envious. We exoticals don't have to carry any generational curse because someone else experienced it. You shouldn't feel guilt for being the exception. And the last one? Envy. Okay, let me be blunt. We are the beauty standards, the global beauty standard. Other races and ethnicities can see their features in us and relate to us. This superpower triggers other people's insecurities, not just Black people, but non-Black people too. When you realize people envy you for something you can't control or something you just enhanced, you should know that you don't owe anyone your energy. When that happens to me, I alchemize that negative energy into positive energy for myself and use it to improve. For example, I had a coworker who acted shady toward me. It later came out she was rude because a guy she liked me. She admitted it herself. I had uneven skin then, bad hyperpigmentation. She teased me sneakily, trying to imply I was bleaching. I was light-skinned, around the Fenty 200s, with acne and sunburns, all caused by intense sun exposure and niacinamide misuse. Yes, I'll admit I was an idiot about skincare. Instead of feeling down, I leveled up quietly. I researched skincare like I was studying dermatology. Within months, my acne cleared, my hyperpigmentation disappeared, and my skin brightened back to my normal sun tone. Fenty 150. When she saw me, she said, "Wow, you have makeup on today." I said, "I don't. Only tinted lip gloss." She walked up close, scanning my face. Till today, they think I wear makeup daily. They think my dark brows are tinted, my long lashes are curled with mascara, but they're natural. I later discovered I have a genetic mutation for double-set lashes. So that's alchemizing, transforming negative energy into personal power. I'll make a video soon about how to alchemize and how I turned every negative energy into a positive one and let the people sending negativity receive it back. Now, how do we increase our superpower? By being selfish about our peace, space, finances, and emotions. Many people will try to guilt us for our privilege or want to enter our space to destiny swap with us. A great example is when the exotical space, I'll credit Exotical United, she was the first person I saw making pretty privileged videos and fitness content, started going viral. Suddenly, unambiguous dark-skinned women started making videos about it. They don't want to stop the so-called generational curse they say affects them. They want us exoticals to experience it. That's destiny swapping, projecting their problems onto you and making you feel delusional for knowing you have privilege, then copying everything you do to achieve it. So, start by being selfish. Admit to yourself, yes, I have privilege and I will milk it. The first way to milk it is by learning a new language, especially one of the ethnicities you're mistaken for. This helps you social climb. For example, an Indian man speaks his language to you, and you respond back. He's shocked and says, "You look like my grandmother or aunt." You might not be Indian or have it in your DNA, but you've just used your racial ambiguity to connect. Maybe he helps you with a job or opportunity. You can later mention you identify as Black, and he'll be even more intrigued. You look Indian, you speak the language. Psychologically, he considers you one of his own. And remember, bro, you don't owe anyone an explanation for your identity. Make friends with people of the ethnicity you're often mistaken for. Good people who bring value. Every race has pros and cons. By associating wisely, you learn how to use privilege for self-improvement. For example, Nicki Minaj looks part Asian and incorporated East Asian culture into her music and visuals. She used that privilege and now has a huge Asian fan base. We exoticals can do the same in our careers, workplaces, music, or modeling. You can also have fun with it. Learn to cook the food of the ethnicity you're mistaken for. Learn their dance styles, attend their festivals, watch their movies. You can identify as Black or Black adjacent and still do those things. You don't have to choose one race or ethnicity to assimilate into. You can explore as many as you want. 3, 5, or even 10 cultures. This is our personal journey, and we don't have to share it with anyone if we're not comfortable or if they'll call us delusional. This is something we can do to increase our privilege, have fun, and learn new things. You can even write about it in your digital or physical journal. Lastly, throughout the video, I mentioned light skin and dark skin exoticals, but I rarely mentioned brown or caramel ones. Just know, I'm referring to exoticals of all shades. Thank you for listening. Have a nice weekend, and buy some flowers to decorate your room. I just bought some to add life to mine. Bye, lovelies.